This tiny kitchen had me avoiding cooking altogether. Not because I couldn't cook, but because everything felt like a chore. Reaching into cluttered cabinets, shifting things around just to find a pan, it was exhausting. But everything changed when I made just 3 small, senior-friendly tweaks. In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly how to reclaim space, reduce daily stress, and fall back in love with your kitchen. No fancy tools, no remodeling, just practical, easy fixes anyone can do. If your kitchen feels cramped, cluttered, or overwhelming, you're in the right place, because I promise, a better kitchen is just a few simple steps away. If your counters are cluttered, your drawers are overflowing, or just grabbing a pot feels like a balancing act, you're not alone. A small kitchen can feel twice as frustrating when every inch matters. And as we get older, it's not just about saving space, it's about making life easier. We need comfort, we need safety, and we deserve a kitchen that works with us, not against us. If your kitchen leaves you feeling tired before you even start cooking, it's time for a change, one that actually feels good. Today, we're tackling 3 simple, senior-friendly fixes that can completely transform a small kitchen. First, we'll clear your counters, but without losing the items you actually use. Second, we'll move your most used tools and ingredients into easy-to-reach spots, so you're not bending or stretching just to make a meal. And third, we'll create hidden storage solutions using what you already have. No renovations, no handyman required. Each of these steps takes less than 5 minutes, but the impact? It's night and day. Stick around, because a more spacious, stress-free kitchen is just a few smart moves away. A. Clear the counters without losing function. Let's start where the overwhelm usually begins, the kitchen counter. It's often the landing zone for everything: mail, appliances, spices, empty mugs, grocery bags that never quite got put away. And over time, it starts to feel like the kitchen is closing in on you. But here's the good news. You don't need a total makeover. You don't need to give up your coffee maker or your toaster. You just need a fresh system that gives your counter room to breathe while still keeping your daily tools at arm's reach. So here's what we're going to do. Start with one small corner. That's it. Don't look at the whole kitchen. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just pick a single corner of your counter and begin. Now, remove everything that doesn't get used every single day. Not every week. Not occasionally. Every single day. This might be hard at first, because we often keep things out just in case. But that's exactly what's stealing your space. Ask yourself, have I used this in the past week? Does it belong here? Or did it just land here and never leave? Can this item be stored somewhere else and still be easily accessed when needed? Let's say your corner has a toaster, a knife block, and a jar of utensils. That's a good start. But right behind it, a stack of unopened mail, a jar of vitamins, a decorative bowl that's mostly just collecting dust. Take a moment and move those non-essential items out of that space. Set them aside, just temporarily. You're not throwing them away. You're just giving yourself room to think and breathe. And then, mini hook here. Wait till you see what I found hiding under my toaster the first time I did this. A birthday card from 3 years ago, a magnet that had fallen off the fridge, and a coupon that expired in 2019. Little discoveries like that might make you laugh or shake your head, but they're also proof of just how much our counters become a catch-all. And when you free up that space, something interesting happens. Your kitchen starts to feel bigger, not because the room changed, but because the clutter isn't crowding your brain anymore. Here's a key point for seniors. Function matters more than decoration. If you find that reaching for your utensils means knocking over a decorative bowl, or if you can't easily wipe down the counter because of a cluttered setup, it's time to reprioritize. That doesn't mean your kitchen has to feel sterile. You can still keep 1 or 2 personal touches, a framed photo, a small plant, or a decorative item that makes you smile. But the goal is to make those intentional choices, not accidental ones born out of habit or lack of space. Now, let's address a common concern. What if I use something weekly, not daily, but I still need it close by? Great question. For those items, consider placing them in a nearby cabinet or drawer. If bending is an issue, place them at waist level in a pull-out basket. That way, they're still within reach, just not in the way of your daily flow. Here's a simple trick that works wonders. Use a tray or small bin to group together items that do belong on the counter. For example, keep your salt, pepper, and olive oil in a small tray near the stove. It makes the area feel tidy, contained, and easy to move if you ever need to clean or rearrange. And one more thing, clearing the counter isn't just about space. It's about feeling good in your kitchen. Less clutter means less mental noise. It means being able to make a cup of tea or prep a simple lunch without knocking things over or playing Tetris with cutting boards. It means your kitchen starts serving you instead of the other way around. B. Create a golden zone for easy access. Let's talk about something that becomes more important with every passing year: how we reach for things. You may not notice it day to day, but if you're constantly stretching up to grab a mixing bowl, bending to dig out a pan, or crouching to reach that one spice you use every night, it adds up. Those small movements can turn into big discomfort. And if you've ever lost your balance or strained your back just trying to make dinner, you already know what I'm talking about. That's why this next tip is such a game changer. Create a golden zone in your kitchen. Here's how it works. Your golden zone is the space from your shoulders down to your knees, but ideally, from your waist to just below your chest. This is your safest, easiest to access range. No bending, no stretching, no step stools, no strain. Start by making a list, mentally or on paper, of the top 10 items you use every day in your kitchen. Not the things you wish you used. Not the gadgets you bought but never touch. I mean the real workhorses of your day. For most people, that includes a favorite frying pan, coffee or tea supplies, a couple of go-to utensils, olive oil, salt, pepper, a cutting board, a couple of everyday plates, bowls, and mugs. Once you have your top 10, here's the rule. Relocate every one of them into your golden zone. For example, if your favorite pan is in a drawer that requires you to bend and twist, every time you need it, move it up. Switch it with something you barely use once a month. Same goes for spices. If you use garlic powder and paprika every day, but they're stuck on the top shelf behind a tower of other jars, bring them down. The golden zone is prime real estate. It should hold your daily life, not your maybe someday items. Now here's your mini hook. Coming up, the $5 fix that stopped me from needing to bend every time I cook. What was it? A simple pull-out bin. I bought a small plastic bin, placed it in the lowest cabinet I could comfortably reach while seated, and used it to store my most used cooking tools. Now, instead of bending or crawling halfway into a cabinet, I just slide it out, grab what I need, and slide it back. It cost less than a sandwich and changed how I move in my kitchen. If arthritis, balance issues, or just plain fatigue make cooking feel harder than it should, your golden zone will become your best friend. It puts ease back into your routine, and it reduces those little risks we tend to ignore, until they become a problem. And let's address something I hear often. But my kitchen is so small, I don't have the luxury of moving things around. Actually, that's exactly why this matters. In a small kitchen, every inch needs to earn its place. If the cabinet at your perfect height is filled with baking pans you only use twice a year, you're robbing yourself of comfort every single day. Store those rarely used pans higher up or even outside the kitchen if needed, and give yourself access to what actually matters. Another quick win: use drawer organizers or dividers to group daily use items. That way, even your drawers function with less clutter and more intention. And here's something many people overlook: vertical space inside cabinets. Add a shelf riser to double the usable area. It takes 30 seconds to install and can instantly bring that everyday bowl or coffee mug into your golden zone. One more thing: this tip isn't just about physical comfort, it's about dignity and independence. Being able to cook a simple meal, grab a plate, or pour your own tea without effort is more than convenience. It's confidence, and it's something you deserve in your own home every single day. So take a moment, walk into your kitchen, open a cabinet or two, and ask yourself, is this space serving me, or am I serving it? Then start building your golden zone, one easy swap at a time. C. Add smart storage, no tools needed. Let's get one thing straight. You don't need a remodel. You need a riser, or a basket, or a hook, or maybe just a fresh way to look at the space you already have. If you've ever opened a cabinet and thought, there's no more room, chances are there is room. It's just hiding. And when you're working with a small kitchen, that kind of space is gold. You just need the right tools to uncover it. And here's the best part: none of them require screws, drills, or handyman help. So if you've been putting off organizing because you thought it meant buying new cabinets or tearing something out, take a breath. We're about to double your storage without touching a single wall. Let's start with that mini hook. This one product doubled my cabinet space overnight. It was a simple shelf riser. For less than the cost of takeout, I placed a sturdy riser inside one of my lower cabinets. Suddenly, I wasn't stacking bowls inside bowls or mugs on top of plates. I had 2 full levels of flat, usable space without the balancing act. Shelf risers are especially helpful if your cabinets are tall but underused. They create a second surface instantly. No tools, no damage, just more space that makes sense. Next, let's talk about the back of your cabinet doors. Most people forget about them completely, but they're perfect for holding everyday items. You can use adhesive hooks or hanging baskets to store pot holders, measuring spoons, or even cutting boards. These additions take seconds to install and can free up entire drawers or counters. And if you're worried about damaging surfaces, don't be. Most of these products are made to be removable, renter-friendly, and gentle on cabinets. Think of them as gentle upgrades with powerful results. Another favorite of mine? Undershelf baskets. These handy organizers slide right onto an existing shelf and give you extra space underneath, perfect for napkins, small plates, or snacks. They're ideal if your shelves have vertical room that's going unused. And then there are pull-out bins. If you've ever struggled to reach the back of a deep cabinet, especially while kneeling or bending, you know how frustrating that is. A simple pull-out bin or drawer style organizer lets you access everything in one smooth motion. No more losing cans behind cans. No more guesswork. Let's not forget vertical storage outside your cabinets either. Do you have a narrow wall? Add a standing rack or over-the-door organizer. You can keep aprons, spices, or pantry items in view, but still off the counter. This kind of storage is especially helpful in galley kitchens where floor space is tight, but wall space is available. Here's a helpful mindset shift. Your kitchen isn't too small. It's just under-optimized. And when you start thinking vertically, up the walls, under the shelves, behind the doors, you unlock a whole new dimension of usable space. Now, let's get personal for a moment. When I first tried these no-tool solutions, I was skeptical. I didn't think a $10 shelf or a few hooks could make that much of a difference. But once I put them in, something surprising happened. I started enjoying my kitchen again. Not because I bought something fancy, but because it worked for me. Things were where I needed them. I didn't have to dig, twist, or reach. It was just easier. And that's what smart storage is really about. Not just creating space, but creating ease. So here's your action step. Choose one cabinet or drawer in your kitchen. Ask yourself, what's hard to reach here? What's being stacked, stuffed, or hidden? What would be easier if it had its own space? Then pick one solution, just one, to test out. A riser, an adhesive hook, a pull-out bin, an undershelf basket, a wall-mounted organizer. You don't need to do it all today, but one small change can make your kitchen feel twice as usable. And when something's easier to use, you're more likely to enjoy it. Whether it's making a sandwich or preparing your favorite recipe, remember, your kitchen should work for you, not the other way around. I used to avoid cooking, not because I didn't enjoy it, but because the kitchen felt like it was working against me. Every task was a hassle. I'd open a cabinet and feel overwhelmed. When my hands started getting weaker, even something simple like twisting open a jar or reaching that top shelf became frustrating. I started relying more on takeout, not because I wanted to, but because it felt easier. But after making a few small changes, adjusting how things are stored, bringing the essentials within reach, I got my confidence back. Now, just walking into the kitchen feels lighter. It feels like mine again. Now my counters are clear. Everything I need is within easy reach. And I actually enjoy spending time in my kitchen again. Cooking doesn't feel like a burden. It feels simple, peaceful, even a little joyful. I'm not wasting energy searching, bending, or clearing space just to make a sandwich. It's amazing how such small changes can make a space feel brand new. Because sometimes, making space in your kitchen doesn't just open up your cabinets. It opens up your mind, your mood, even your day. What's the hardest part of your kitchen to keep organized? The pantry? The fridge? That one drawer you avoid? Let me know in the comments. I might cover it next. And if even one of these tips help make your kitchen feel easier or more comfortable, tap the thumbs up and subscribe. This channel is here to help you simplify life after 60, one small win at a time.